This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. This is Charlie at S&S Solutions. I thank you for joining us today on FastReporter templates, how to use them, and how to get the most out of them for doing your reports using Expo testing equipment. Today, we have the pleasure to have Tammie Davis with us. She brings to S&S many years of hands-on experience, where for 16 years she worked with CenturyLink as a technician, a trainer, a senior engineer, where from there she joined Expo as a technical sales specialist, traveling around the Western United States, teaching people about Expo equipment, about technologies such as FastReporter. And that's where her extensive knowledge of FastReporter comes into play. She's been here with us for a couple years now as the regional sales manager for California and Nevada. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Tammie.
Thanks, Charlie. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. We're going to start in with one of the common questions we get for FastReporter users, whether you're 2 or 3, FastReporter 3. How can I customize my template? When we sell FastReporter, we always talk about how you can customize these things, put your heading on there, put any logo, and any personalization. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through the process of customizing a template and then just using and doing it myself. So with that, we'll start with the presentation. All right. So if you can't see this, I'm sorry. We will send this out at the end of the call if you need it step by step. Before we customize a template, it's very important for you to know how to navigate to the templates. So the presentation, the PowerPoint, is going to go screen by screen by screen. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the corner and bring up FastReporter, or I'm going to do the process on my desktop so you can see it happen live. So we start with, obviously, our File Explorer. Now I'm doing this from Windows 10.0 or 10.1 and using their filing structure. For those of you guys real proficient with your PCs, you'll know exactly what to do if you're using a different operating system. All right, we start with finding, locating the program data file. So I'm going to go ahead and get us to my PC. And I'm going to go to my local drive, my C drive. Once there, as the instructions state, we're going to navigate to our program data file. And it's right there. Open that up. You're going to go up to the Expo folder. I only have a FastReporter 3 in there. Open FastReporter 3. This is the version number, report template, and we're going to go English. It's really that easy. In FastReporter 3, when we open it up, there will be these reporting choices. You can pull reports out of for chromatic dispersion. There's combined reports that they've created, combining multiple test results, OLTS, OTDR, IOLM, fiber inspection probes, etc. Fiber inspection probe reports. So you can see these are all templates that are pretty much loaded with your program. So I've shown you how to get to your templates. Now, let's see, we're going to go from here. So these are the step-by-step instructions that I just went through for you. At the end, I have a caution, a warning. When you open these folders, these are created by Expo for you. Some of them are kind of generic. When you open them up, they're in an Excel spreadsheet. These fields here with the double brackets, these are formula and function fields. When we say customize, I would not ask an end user to just start arbitrarily changing and modifying any of these cells. Customization, let's close that out. Customization is really adding some pretty flair to it, kind of some superficial changes. Now, during my time at Expo, I kind of became a subject matter expert with FastReporter 2. And me, along with Kevin Pearies, were the United States America's contact when you wanted to make some specialized changes. Some changes may motivate Expo to create those templates for use, but they have an engineering team that create all these templates for us to use. And like I said, most of them are generic. So when you're customizing, it's really the superficial add-ons to really make your reports really pretty and nice. If you want something more specialized, like a combination report that can do a little more than what the ones that they give you, you need to contact us. Let us know. And some of the changes I feel very comfortable making without compromising the integrity of the report. Other ones, I would ask Expo to make those changes, but I can tell you, if you can think of a reporting structure that you want to see, we can get that for you. Sometimes it can be quick, and if we do send it to the experts, because there's a lot of more comprehensive changing and they have to do a lot of different coding in their macros, let us know and we'll walk that to Expo for you and get that done. So the biggest thing is, if I manipulate this canned report, the CD report, and I change anything and I accidentally save it and it saves as the CD report, every time I go to access the Expo report, if I made a change, I could actually, like I said, compromise. It won't function correctly. And then we're asking to reload the original. They're not protected that way. So the first thing you do before you do any modification in this library or file structure is to open it or select it, right-click it, and immediately make a copy. The copy is what you're going to be able to play with. So let's see. Here I've made a copy of a report. Now I have an IOLM plus OTDR plus FIP. This is the original. My copy, if I make a mistake, I can delete it, right? So word of warning, first step, once you find the report that you want to run and you want to compromise, please, please, please right-click it and make a copy. And this is just more, of that. All these red fields, which when we look at these spreadsheets, these are all function fields. This has a function in there that allowed it to pull data from the report and the raw data that you load into FastReporter. So at this point, this is how we're going to access a template to customize. Do you have any questions before I move on? All right. So I showed you where to find your reports. Let me get this control window down. I'm going to close this one out. Now I have made some custom reports, and once you save them here, you'll notice, let's see, I have, my name's on this one, right? I took an IOLM bidirectional report and wanted an OTR trace in it. So I created a unidirectional report. I've customized it. So if I open this up, okay, I'm here. I can now, because it was not an option, I can now import results that I have reporting capabilities that I didn't have earlier because of what I want to put on this report. Now, the customizations here isn't what they normally look like. This has a table of contents, an index, etc. But since I have this custom report, when I open my reports, it's now, where's the Tammie report? Right here. Now it's part of your library. So when you save it in that filing structure and you open FastReporter 3, that Excel spreadsheet with the customizations, give it a cute name, identify it very uniquely. But now it's available for your reports. So when you've manipulated that template, whether you've added your logo or whatever, when you've manipulated that template, you now have it as part of your FastReporter 3 library. So customization really is that easy. Sometimes the trick is just finding where those templates are so you can make those customizations. Now, are there any questions at all? All right. I'm going to go through the process of creating a custom template and adding, let's say, our logo, SNS logo. I'm going to go to let's do an OTR report, and here's my copy. Now, let's say I want my logo on it. We save our reports in FastReporter 3 as Excel spreadsheets, so it'll make a whole workbook. If you have multiple files, like let's say you want to do the combination OLTS with OTDR data, and you run the combined report and you probably tested, 144 fibers, you're going to have 144 tabs. Or you can save your reports into a PDF where it will have the certain look. It won't have this raw Excel data look. But whatever we do, these are the macros, and there are formulas in these workbooks for these templates to give you the result you want. And you'll see stuff in PDF. How do I get to the headers? How do I get to the footers? How do I put those superficial customizations on my report? We start in the Excel spreadsheet always. Go to View. I do the page layout view. Now, this is going to give you an idea of what you're going to print out in a PDF. So I can say right here, Frank's OTDR report. I can insert I can insert a picture. They're under illustrations, pictures from this device. I'll go into my presentation folder. Here it is. I've got this logo. And, sorry about that. One of the fun things with Excel, I'm going to shrink this down because I ate my whole page. There we go. And I'm going to move it where I want it. Cut. I'm going to put this is a header field. View. Let me get my headers. Okay, come on. Great way for it to mess up now. Sorry, guys. For some reason, my thingy. Insert. Dagummit. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. I worked hard on this presentation, and I'll be doggone if I'm not going to make it work. Okay, we'll go to View. And we'll go to... All right, I know what I'm doing wrong. Sorry, guys. do this again. See? And sometimes, guys, you make mistakes like me. Like I'm making this. I'm not going to be able to put a picture in a header. My bad. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So sorry. All right. All right. We're not going to put it in the header. We're going to put it in our report somewhere in a live page. You guys can determine that when we set up IOLM. So, like right here, I'm going to just, All right. I don't want it that big. Let's do this again. Trying to think. All right, we're just going to save this. This is my copy. I want it right there. I'm going to run an OTR report. FastReporter. I'm going to open some sample files under OTR. We'll do some bidirectionals. And I'm just going to pull up these fibers. Open. I can right click. Okay, we'll go to report. Where's my handy dandy? Copy. I have it in Excel. So if you accidentally pull your report up in Excel, you can actually save it as a PDF, and it will give you the exact same. It'll give you the exact same result as if you save your report to PDF. So I can quickly say, save as. I can go here, tell it I want it to be a PDF, and hit save, and it will generate the same view as I would get. And it only did the one page. Oh, geez, you guys, forgive me. When you do a save as and you want to save it as a PDF, it is important that you select all the tabs, and it will do each page, one tab per page. Or we tell it here, when we run the report, save this one as, run it as a PDF, and hit copy. Yes, I know I have it. And it will generate a PDF. Now my little SS Solutions isn't here, so that's really, let me see. I did that. When you're in your, never mind, I'm not going to confuse us with that. Okay, let's find my template again. Do any of you guys have any questions? If I'm confusing you, my bad. I'm so not good, not good. Let's see. PDF. I want to see what this is going to do really quick. We have a delay on the system. Are there any questions that I can ask? You guys can go off mute and answer. These forms on a spreadsheet, so to know a little bit about Excel is, again, with the macros. I put my logo right here in a field that's not going to be used. Now, when you put a logo on a report, like let's say down here in the header or footer, there is a trick to it. Now, we've never done it that way, but we can. I mean, I'll run through it. I'll do the steps. I'll send you guys the steps of the proper way to change the header or the footer. But the more of the purpose of this call was, if you want to make changes like Frank's OTDR report, if you want to change, and there's probably no reason that you need to, but let's just say location A, you don't want it to say location, you want it to say something else. These fields you can change. These are changeable fields. Most people don't. They want to put this on here. They want to put their logo in here. Again, if you want it to show different fields, if you want to remove fields, if there's information on one of those reports you don't think you need, let us know. We can make these hard changes. But when it comes to the soft changes and the superficial changes, I need you guys to know how to go about, find that template, make a copy, save it, create it in the permanent folder or in the permanent selections, and it'll come up in your FastReporter 3. If you've already run the report and you ran it in Excel, you can also, like I just said, you can take the Excel workbook, select all the tabs, make that change, and then hit save as PDF, and then you'll generate a PDF report. So customize it and create a canned folder, a canned file to select from, or change it post-processing after you've run the report in Excel and make the changes and then do a save as PDF. If you make the changes there, it won't modify the structure of the original file or the copy file you made. So if you do it after the report is run, no changes to the permanent file. If you do it in File Explorer or File Manager, then you've permanently changed it and it becomes a reporting choice at FastReporter 3. Now that I've showed you guys how to customize, I want to show you, I ran into a problem with FastReporter 3. A customer asked that we run a report and we create a different field. They wanted a new field. They wanted to see their SOR trace from an IOLM test. And we can take any of our we can take any IOLM result and we can export by a simple right click. I'll show you. IOLM. Dun, dun, dun. Let's go to an IOLM report. Go to IOLM. So I can look at an IOLM standard report. Do you want to replace it? Oh, wait. Let's look at some IOLM files. Sorry about that. Stepping a little too fast. Okay, let's look at some IOLM files. And, no, not too many to choose from there. Let's look at, let's just open these. Once those IOLM folders are, if I wanted to see that SOR trace, we tell you guys when you're using your equipment and you're running IOLM, you can generate a single fiber, single test report. And then there you would say, please show us an SOR trace. I want to see my IOLM graph. I want to see an SOR trace. So you can make that change when you're running the report function out of your IOLM module. But if we're doing a FastReporter, and let's just say our testers, they gave us the test result, but the customer wants to see that OTDR trace. I can take my IOLM data. I can right-click it. I just tell it, export an OTDR SOR file. Tell it where you want to save it. And I'm going to say, yeah, let's put it in my presentation folder. And okay, say yes, and okay to all. So now it's going to give me a trace, and you'll see here I have IOLM folders, and then it created OTDR traces. Now I want to run a report, and I want to see both. Well, I kind of went ahead and had that one unidirectional, so I have IOLM data and OTDR data. So I selected these. Let's see, go from here, and my OTDR trace is down here. And I said, you know what, let's run this report. I want to see both things because there wasn't an original selection for that. And now I'm able to see my SOR trace and my IOLM data. Okay, that's a template. If any of you guys are interested in, let me know because we've already made those changes. And it took some more extensive changes to make that happen, like importing this graph when it didn't have a bidirectional result. The combined report in FastReporter 3 is limited to a bidirectional trace, not a unidirectional. So we made a change so if you're just doing uni traces, you can now have that combination report for you. It wasn't available in the standard reporting templates, but we do have a copy if you need it. I think Verizon likes to see both, and most of the time it's bidirectional, but not all contractors are shooting bidirectional. So that's just FYI. Anyhow, I got a customer's data, and I was putting this template together, trying to get help on it, and it would only, no matter what I did, it really only gave me it wanted bidirectional results, and it only gave me 2 pages, 2 fibers it called out. We had several, and it was like, what are we going to do? I'm going to remove all these. So what did I do? And I'll show you the functionality of FastReporter 3 to make this work, because I couldn't go to the customer and say, let's retrace this. So I'm going to show you guys, highlight how do a practical application with FastReporter 3 and how to troubleshoot when you want to run a report. So I'm going to open my folders. And there you go. Nope. It's all in here. So I have this, and I don't know why these icons are like that right now. That's funny. Let's go to list. Okay, so I have these folders, and I'm going to get rid of these. I don't need them. And 61 to 84, 74. Yep, I'm going to open all of them. Say open. What I noticed was, like right here, fiber ID, fiber 74, fiber 61, fiber 74. This is fiber 74. This is fiber 74, fiber 74. So the numbering went fine here, right? File name, fiber 76, but for some reason, it never changed the fiber ID in the system. I don't know what the setting was for the user or whatnot, but here we have, this is an identifier. When we run your reports, we're using identifiers to separate and distinguish between your fibers, so we know it's an individual report. But for some reason, when I did this one, it did not give me anything other than fiber 74, no matter how many folders I had. So here I am trying to run this report, and I'm getting 1 page. I'm thinking, what is going on? I have all these folders. What is going on? It was very indicative here. Fiber ID was fiber 74 all the time. They didn't auto increment when they went to the next fiber. So the testing platform, the unit, didn't have the right settings. And this is a very normal occurrence when we're running reporting. You've got an engineer or somebody who pulls these results and it's not giving him what he wants. Here's the fix. If you see a white field here, that is an editable field. You're not going to edit it right here. You know, I'm not going to delete. I can delete. I can make a change, and it's going to make a change to this file. What I want to do is I want to make a change to all those files because, like I said, they're all coming back as one fiber type. So highlight these fields. Highlight all the, come on, there we go. All right, now I'm going to, let's see, auto documentation. I want you to notice something before I go there. Notice fiber ID, it says fiber 74 and fiber 61. One of those files was fiber 61. We saw many of them were fiber 74. So because I highlighted all of them, it gave me one of these identifiers and what it's going to be in all of them. One thing that remains consistent is a cable ID. This was the cable ID, they named it, and it stayed there. Fiber ID did not advance. So we're going to say auto documentation. Here is these are these fields. This is going to apply it to all of them. I want it to give me an incrementation, right? So my cable ID, that was fine. My fiber ID needs to say fiber, no, right here. Prefix is fiber. Suffix, we're going to go just the 2 characters, number 2 digits, K. And then we're going to say auto increment. This folder started at fiber 61 and it can stop at 99. It doesn't matter. This, no suffix, hold on. Take on it. This information is, okay. Yeah, see, I don't want it to say fiber 00. I want it to say 61, 84. So it's going to say fiber 0061, which, like I just said, I don't want that. And that's not going away. All right. All right. So now it's calling out, and the double zeros, usually they delete out, so it just says fiber with no suffix. It doesn't want anything there. Anyway, 61, now, let me see, go here. This guy's number 61. This guy's number 62. Now that this fiber ID is changing and it's aligning with this, when I run my report, I'm not going to have just one page. I'm now going to have, I could change this one too. This is fiber 84. If I don't like the identification, hold on, I can change that. Okay. I can change the name of it. Save as. Hold on. Thank you for the, hold on, let me see my chat window. That's what I try to do, Brandon. It's really funny because that's usually what happens, so I don't, gosh darn it. So Brandon, thank you very much. I want to get rid of those zeros, and for some reason, let me get rid of this window. When I change the auto documentation, and it comes up with this suffix.
Yeah. So if you click the all identifier box and then go down to the fiber and double click that box, can you double click that and just delete all those numbers and then go back over to fiber ID and then it should delete those.
Yep, you're right.
Thank you. Yeah, start the increments are off too, I think.
Yep, I think you're right. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, you guys. Sorry for my just being all fumble fingers right now
No,
because
but you were like right there, and I was like, she's almost got it.
I know. You know what? When you start being aware that you're like, okay, this isn't working right, and you get over aware of yourself, it's all bad news. So, what we're going to do, thank you again for your help. We all learn together, guys. Once you go to all identifiers, you highlight everything, right? Here I am sitting here going, come on, come on. It wouldn't go through. Double click the box. Now it's in edit mode. I don't want my value to say anything but fiber. I just want it to say fiber. Then I'm going to auto increment. I'll start at 61 because those were the name of my file, the file data. I was testing 61 to 84. Now we see this space. I want to put a space there. Okay. All right. Now, thank you again. Each one of these folders, Fiber 61, it's Fiber 61. Now you can see I was able to change that auto incrementation. So if you get file data and they didn't change the file number, like that one, in default mode, 1 to 24, 1 to 48, whatever your numbering scheme is before you call out a new cable ID, then if they did not match the number, the incrementation to the exact fiber number, you're able to make that change at that point, and make the incrementation go as you need it to. So again, so many things that are done in the field, if they're not done to spec, or someone just had a brain dead moment, whatever the case may be, this is what makes FastReporter 2 or 3, whichever one you're using, so powerful, because you can make those changes. I mean, you can imagine a planner or an engineer receives files from all of their contracting sources, and they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of files. And let's say one of the contractors did a 288 and they gave them all these results, but they forgot to change cable IDs or fiber IDs or put in the information that customer needed. They're able to make those changes at their desk very, very easily. Now, unless you start flubbing up like I did and you start like, wait, what am I doing? It's a very, very, very easy process. It's doable. You don't have to put, wheels on the ground and send your teams out and say, look, retest this and make sure you change your incrementing. Retest this and make sure you do this. If it's caught later, it can be fixed. So the quick difference was, now that my identifiers right here are changed, if I were to highlight these now, you're going to watch that fiber ID number. Now all of them are in here. I'm going to receive this many report pages in my report, or this many tabs in my workbook, because each fiber has an IOM trace and an SOR when I tell it to export if I need to. So one of the troubleshooting things, like I said, when I did this report at first, I didn't notice that the customer, the fiber ID was either 61 or 74. And what FastReporter said was, well, I did a report for fiber 61 and I did a report for fiber 74. It doesn't know I have 12 pages of fiber 74. So that's a troubleshooting thing. I'm throwing a report together. I'm not getting the results I want. What are my values in my identifiers? What are they? Because that is the key to running the separate reports, the multiple reports, making sure you have multiple fibers for it to look at. That's how it distinguishes how to run the report. You can add other identifiers that you need in your report. And that was just merely through auto documentation and coming in here. If I wanted to double click it, and let's say I want OLT, I can put my values there. If I want drop terminal information, identification, I can do all that. I don't have to have it auto increment. It's a lot easier when we're doing cables and fibers to have it just go after a certain amount. I only have 48 cables. Okay, good. We're going to number it 1 to 48. Now let's go to the next one. Are there any questions? Brandon, thank you again. Thank you for saving me through that clumsiness. All right. Well, if you guys have no other questions, if there's something you do want to see and you want to see it work right, let us know. We love to have these things. If you don't let us know what you guys need out in the field, we can't be as I can't think of the word. I don't want to say efficient, but we're really here to make your guys' job easier, and we're your resource. So if you guys have any topics you think that would be good for our customer community, let us know. We have we host vendor webinars. So we have, if you're using the CAD weld system, or you guys use PLP, if you are using Mager products out there, whatever products we have on our line card, we also facilitate and host those vendors webinars as well. And we just want to make you guys aware that as a community, we're here to learn from each other. So if you want to see a webinar and it covers a certain topic, if you want us to kind of go through a deeper dive in FastReporter or OTDR or something, give us that input and feedback, because we're here to serve you guys. We want to make sure we're all working to the best of our ability and our machines are producing and we're using those to the best of their abilities. With that, Charlie, I don't know if I can do any more damage, quite honestly.
Thank you, Tammy, and thank you for everyone being on here. If you look to your screen real quick, there is some contact information for both Tammy and myself. If you have any questions about FastReporter, if you're wondering if there's a certain template available for the reports that you're needing, please, again, feel free to reach out to us, and anything that you have questions on related to that, if answered, can make your job just that much a little bit easier. Please don't hesitate in reaching out. We're here to help. We will send you the recording along with the steps that Tammy created for the PowerPoint as far as how to get into those custom templates. Again, it can be something, if you're unsure, go ahead and call us. It can be one of those things that if you get too deep into it, all of a sudden it looks nothing how you want it to look. Use us as a resource. Let us help you. And from that, we'll go ahead and end today. But again, we thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.